Yeah, I just wanna be great.
Morning, my little Christmas mince pies. It's Christmas time, can you tell? Anyway, I've been blessed with a fucking puncture this morning. So I thought I might as well get the video done while we're sitting waiting. It's a queue system here, so you just queue up. So yeah, I took the van it's a Friday. I took the van for a wash this morning. She was scruffy. And then went and fueled up because I got back late last night, so I didn't have time. And I'm walking, I'm like fueling on, obviously mine's on the passenger side. And I looked down, the fucking front tyre's flat. Like, and it's not all the way down, so I'm hoping it can be saved, but you never know until they tuck it off. But yeah, just like, fuck me, tyres. So I thought I might as well get the video done for last week. So Monday, I got a job from Caterpillar again. I think I bid on it on the Saturday for the Monday morning. And it was only going down to York to an engineering thing. But I was pleased with it because, you know, again, I keep saying I'm like a parrot. If it's tough up here, I normally head down to kind of Weatherby anyway. So I done a decent rate, I think it was 80 pence. And I got down there, so happy days. I then got, right, so I done a job. And I'll touch on it again in a bit more detail because I think some fucking shippers are just scamming bastards. Yeah, and I'll explain why. So I got a job and it was to pick up and it was 2 drops. I thought, fine. Anyway, it was a builder's yard. They do like lintels and stuff like that. And I got there and the lad, it was a small pallet and it was drains, like, so literally, you know, like manhole covers. So it was metal, it was on a half pallet, canny weight to them. I had to go to one end of the yard and the lad was like, oh, you'll have to go somewhere else. And anyway, I got there and the lad was like, oh, I'll put it through your side door because the other one will need to get on. And I'm like, the other one? Aye, well, there's a pallet of plastics as well. I went, mate, this is a small van, you know. I've never had anything put through my side door, let alone in a fucking forklift. So no, put it on the back. I don't think this is the right van for this job, you know. I'll have to speak to the shipper. Well, the other stuff's just plastics, put it on loose. All right then. So loaded this fucking thing on. If I've got pictures, I had them. I don't think I have. I did do them, but I've been doing them direct on the CX now instead of fucking blotting up my phone with pictures. But I'll have a look. So he drops this fucking pallet metal grates things on, and then I had to go up the other yard, and a guy comes out with a forklift, a full pallet of fucking plastic manhole covers and bits of accessories and things like that. So I broke it down. He said, I'll go and get me gloves. By the time he got his gloves, I'd fucking filled the van. Again, I'll try and find the pictures. So I didn't say anything from the customer, never do. Yeah, I just smiled. Okay, no bother at all. It's on. I comes out the yard, I rings the shipper and said, listen pal, I think you've got the wrong... naively, sometimes I think the shippers are getting ripped. So I rang him and I said, I've managed to get this fucking stuff on, pal, but it was 2 pallets, so it's a wrong size van. I've had to handball it all on, all the rest of it. I'll get them dropped off and then I'll give you a bell to see what goes. Yeah. So anyway, gets the first job, building site, and it was to get the plastics off. The lads who, when I got there, were in the dinner, so I unloaded that and just fucking stacked them all. Gets it done, moves across to the second drop, and it was literally lads working on the side of a road, a main road. Knee forklift, and I've got a pallet. And it was metal banded, the lad didn't even have any fucking tools, so I had a pair of pliers in my thing. We got the metal band off, and then I had to lift them fucking metal grates off. They were carrying weight. So I finished that, I was knackered. So I thought, no, I'll ring the shipper at the end of it. I said, right, okay, listen, you know, I was on site 20 minutes picking up. Dave, my first 15 minutes free, so and I've had to handball this shit off, mate. This was definitely the wrong van, but we're getting it done, you know. As long as you know how to pocket all the rest of it. I said, just put us an extra tenner on, you know. I'm quite reasonable. I'm not having me fucking pants tucked down. Amazon van just nearly took me arse end off. Neither one of these fucking scraped to bits. And he was like, well, you know, I normally do I want my first 30 minutes free. And you had it, whoa, well done, pal. My terms of conditions say 15 minutes free. And we're talking about, I couldn't give a fuck about the waiting time is the honest answer. I've done a job for you, which was a medium wheelbase job, probably. And you've had a fucking small van do this. I've handballed all this fucker, so I'm the one who's made this job work, not fucking you. And I don't know what you're charging for it, but somebody's had somebody's pants down. So it's either the customer's had fucking your pants down, or you're having mine down and you've charged decent money for this. Well, you know, I'm not saying that. You just argue. I'm not fucking arguing with you, mate. I tell you what, shove the fucking tenner up your arse. I didn't want it, right? I'll just put the invoice in there the way it was, leave it, and sent it through. Sent the invoice, put the phone down. No, so I thought, I'm not fucking on with you for a fucking tenner, you prick. I was trying to be nice to you. Anyway, rings us back about 5 minutes later. Hiya, I've had a word with the customer. They're going to give you that extra tenner. All right then, cheers. Why? You know, you were just a fucking scamming bastard. So that brings us on to the descriptions. Now, there might be shippers out there who generally put on not applicable because it means it's really small. It's not worth mentioning. It's not worth writing a fucking sentence. However, I would say the majority of the fucking shit ones don't put it on there because they didn't want you to have the information. So some lads might not want to do pallets because they haven't got straps, or they're not comfortable strapping stuff up, or whatever it may be. They might have, you know, sleeping stuff and camping stuff in the back of the van. But the amount of jobs now that are not applicable, and you turn up and it's a fuck on, where the good shippers, every single time they'll have the details. They'll even give you a call, you know, just to let you know it's going to be this. Are you all right with it? You know, it's just courtesy. Where these ones were not. In fact, this one wasn't even not applicable. He literally had 2 kilograms, 2 by 2 by 2. So it was like just fucking bollocks. But yeah, just watch out for these. I don't like ringing shippers. I can, again, probably, you know, be under 10 for the time I've done this. But these are definitely fucking ripping people off. So reading between the lines for that job, it was a building supply site. You know, like these MKMs. It wasn't that, but it's like that kind of ideal. So in reality, that was probably an Arctic with a fucking high-ab job. Yeah. Which will be your driver, your fucking high-ab, decent money that you're paying out as a firm. These are fucking banging them into a shipper, or the shipper's won that business. And we're running about onto fucking building sites, you know, 2 foot of mud and all this kind of stuff. They'll be making a pretty penny. And I know that this shipper was fucking deliberately not putting the information on. So just watch out for that. But let us know if I'm wrong. You know, do we just turn up and just fucking pick up whatever's there? I didn't mind unless it's fucking going wrong. And I knew as soon as that lad, the first forklift driver was like, oh, I'll put this through your side door, yada yada. So they knew there was 2 fucking pallets to get on. It's not like the shipper didn't know. Fucking rip-off bastard. Anyway, so I got that job, finished it. I did bill him for the extra tenner as well. I amended the invoice. And then I got a job across to St Helens from Knottonley. It was 2 boxes. It was from the buy box at Knottonley, if you've been before that building. And they were lovely. You get yourself a coffee, it's on free vend and that. And I had to go and find a lad in the middle of a field who was fixing these telephone things. Anyway, a couple of phone calls with him, we found each other. So that was it. I never got anything back from St Helens. I came the longest way back and took me time getting through, but just wasn't to be. It was one of them days. Tuesday, I done pretty much fuck all. I got a job early doors from Billingham to Richmond. So I was on my way down the road. I was a bit sensitive because I didn't want to go very far because my football team were playing on the telly that night against Leeds and I wanted to watch it. It was a big match for us. So I was kind of being overly picky. I just wanted little jobs to run around with. Never gotten out. I was down as far as Wetherby. So when I dropped off at Richmond, I moved across to Wetherby. I never got out. I wasn't really fucking looking. So I got back up the road. So I basically just went out for fucking £10 worth of petrol or whatever. Craziness. So that was Tuesday. Wednesday I went to fucking Scotland. So I put a bid in on a job. In the end, it was hampers. It was like Harrods hampers, really posh stuff that was coming out of a warehouse in Gateshead. And it was going to Cooper in Scotland. Now, I used to live up there, and my stepmother still lives up there. But I put a bid in at 120 a mile. And the reason I put a bid in 120 a mile, I thought I'll put a backload rate in, 60 pence up, 60 pence back. If it totally goes fucking, if I can't get any work out of Scotland, which I never do lately, then at least I've done it for that. But I've got a chance, I've took a gamble that I might get a bit of work and make a profit. I didn't. So I ended up taking these 3 hampers up the way of a fucking ton. This posh house, the lad gave us a tip, 30 quid. Was over the moon. Then I went and see my stepmom and gave her 50 quid for Christmas. So I was down fucking 20 quid. But it was a nice drive. I got to see my stepmother, which was great. So we didn't see each other that often. So it was kind of a paid for exercise. So that was Wednesday. Need jobs out. I spoke to Neil, bless him. When you get into Scotland, Neil is the king of Scotland. So I rang him and he said, "Oh, it's been good this week, Davey, you know. Your chance to get a job back down and all the rest of it." Then he rang us after a couple of hours of me being up there. He was like, "I feel I should apologise, you know, there's no work." Neil's just such a positive guy. Neptune Couriers, if you haven't come across him. You know, he's one of these ones, if somebody chopped his fucking arm off with a sword, he'd look down at the stump and, you know, commend them on their swordmanship. That's really good, that's fantastic. He's always sees the good in everything and everybody, bless him. But yeah, it was shit. So I got back down the road for basically 60 pence a fucking mile up and 60 back. Thursday, I got a job for Hawk. One of the reasons I mentioned Hawk Courier is that we're talking about it in the WhatsApp group today. I think it's Rahinder, isn't it? Lovely lad. I get on quite well with him. I've done a bit of work for him. And I put a bid in, dropped him a message and said, "I've been in your work, you know." But it was going down to Devizes, which is like right fucking down south for me. Decent rate, offer potted, and it was supposed to be a pallet and ended up just being a box. Shoved it on, took it down, no drama, long drive. Got down there, a few jobs come on, which were going to London, didn't fancy them. So I just tootled north. I do it every time, rightly or wrongly. We're self-employed. We're our own men and women, you know, we make our own decisions. I do well out the Midlands, so I normally turn around. Bristol is good as well for work, but there was only a couple of Bristol and they were staying kind of local. So I just tootled up, took me time, you know, stopped, had me fucking sandwiches, things like that. And eventually I got a job, was for Crown Couriers, coming out of the Midlands, going up to Jarrow, which is about 5 minutes from my house. Again, done 80 pence a mile for them. I wasn't doing it like overly cheap. I know there's mixed feelings out there for Crown. I've heard them mention in a few WhatsApp groups, but I can only say as I find, I think I've done 2 jobs for them, been fine. Like, it was a fuck on for me. The warehouse of Seaver Logistics I had to pick up from, and they couldn't give a fuck. You know, people were walking around, it was like a zombie apocalypse film, like fucking moo. The lads, I had to get into one place and then another and fucked on. In the end, I ended up walking through the full warehouse by myself, and I just put my shit in a trolley and just fucking drove it, like, to me van. Fuck it. So then it brings us to the day, which is, I was wanting to stay local because I was fucking knackered. I've done a long shift yesterday. But now I'm getting this fucking puncture done. That's what I'm waiting for, to get a repair. Videos I've been watching, I watched Davey Anville's one, and it was interesting. You know, talking about bidding, people doing it for fucking twat rates. It's just a race to the bottom. You know, I'm seeing people in the WhatsApp groups now, if the van, especially if you've only started out and you haven't been at it long, you haven't built up that kind of pot of money behind you, your van goes fucking tits up, you're fucked. Unless you can get another van, or you're financing or whatever it may be. Everything's on a knife edge, you know, there's not much work out there. Your van goes pop, that's it. You kind of do this job on a fucking BMX bike, you know. And it's a hard one to kind of say, but it's about not doing it for fucking shit money. You know, bear in mind, I've just done a job to Scotland and back for 60 pence. But the idea was I was doing it for 120 a mile. If I got more work up there, I would have scored. But if I didn't, I had a bit of a security blanket. So I'm not doing it for free. But I think sometimes we're trying too hard, you know. If you're desperate, and I get it, don't get us wrong, you know, if you need to put fucking money in the bank or food on the table, sometimes you got to do shit. But I think it's just too common now. And it is, and I've mentioned it before, that race to the bottom. You sometimes best off just fucking waiting. It's just having the balls to wait to try and get something else. Tough gig at the minute, so I feel sorry for these fucking lads and lasses who are basically no longer able to carry on because the van's gone fucking bang, you know. But yeah, I think that was it, Davey Anvil. I love watching the videos and that again. Honest lad, he just fucking tells you as it is. Sometimes you're best off not fucking working, not putting the wear and tear on your van for shit money like hold out. You know, it's crackers. If you fucking didn't bid on stuff at 50 pence because it wasn't worth having, and you had the day off, and the day after you're getting stuff for £1, it's like, you know, I just didn't understand why you would do it so cheap. If it's beneficial to you, so let's say you went to the fucking top end of Scotland and there's a job back down to your house and they want to chip, fair enough, you know, do whatever you fucking want to do, but these twat rates will just bite you in the arse. So you might think you're clever at the minute and you're getting a bit of money and you've made 30 quid profit in a day and that's all you need or whatever, but the wear and tear will just fucking do you in the end. So that's it. We will get another video next week. She's going to go in for a service next week. So it doesn't matter how fucking skint I am or how much we haven't made, the van comes first, like. So she'll be in there getting her full service done. I'm also going to price up for the belts, just so I know if I can get them done straight away or maybe wait till the new year for that. I don't think there'll be much work over the Christmas. I don't know, never done it. So there you go, you're all up to speed. I'll try and get some work after I've been in here. Bit of local stuff. I don't know what I'm going for. I'm not bothered. Could really have done with having the day off, but we're obviously self-employed. We need to make money. So there you go. If you enjoy it, hit the fucking thumbs up button. Just watching all these cars manoeuvring. And I'll see you on the next one. Okay, auf Wiedersehen.